Okay, we start now. And whew, okay, slowly, let's head out. Watch the car on the left. Okay. Ooh. Alright, so hi, my name is Min Yi, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys and Jasper up Faber in the slowest possible way. So today we're at Faber because this is actually... Okay, sorry, just cut. What I wanted to say is Faber is interesting and special to me. Honestly, I don't really come here a lot, partly because I don't stay that close and also because there are a lot of other routes to do. I don't really loop here that often, but I chose this place because while I was doing my first ever 300 km ride in Singapore, I came here for the very first time. So yeah, so here we are. Let me catch my breath. Lol. I think I was going too fast. I must resume the ride. So, I started cycling on the road in 2015, and then I moved to road biking in September 2021, so during COVID. I started cycling on the roads using mountain bikes because I was a student in Boston and then in Sydney. And honestly, using a bike to travel was just way better than any public transport or private transport. GG. So during COVID, why I picked up road cycling is because I guess you couldn't really do anything else. If you wanted to run, you had to wear a mask when you stopped. So my friend group, we all started cycling on PCNs, going to East Coast Park, McDonald's for supper. And then from there, a smaller subset of that friend group, a smaller subset of us, we moved on to actual road bikes. So that's when I also got my first ever aluminium Canyon road bike. And then a few months later, I got cleats, carbon shoes, and then from there, a power meter. And I guess the road kept rolling and I kept on going. And yeah, so here I am right now, panting on Faber. Okay, all good. So yeah, so it's been about 2 years. 2 years? Yeah, that's about right. 2 years of road cycling on the road in Singapore and beyond. It's been great. I always love the feeling of freedom, of adrenaline, the thrill of riding. And initially when I started road biking, I always said I don't really care about going fast because I know my bike isn't the most aero, isn't the most light, and all I really focused on was getting stronger on the bike, endurance, pushing how hard I could go for longer and longer. So I guess in 2022, 2023, I was mostly doing local rides because of COVID, and also longer rides because I started doing Audax rides. Whereas in 2024, I guess it's the year where I start doing more cycling events and races, and now I'm panting. But yeah, so cycling events, races, and I actually just finished my 4th cycling event / race. And okay, let me say that again. So I just finished my 4th cycling event in Malaysia, and funnily enough, I actually don't do any road racing in Singapore. I'm not really sure why also. It just so happens that I think for my friend groups, whatever they want to join, all the events are in Malaysia. So either longer races or climbs. So jumping back to the local rides, the Audax rides, actually it was really great that one year or actually no, not 1 year. Every time it's like Women's Day, they do a free registration for women, which is how I got to do my first ever 200 km and how I got to do my first ever 300 km, because it was free. So if it wasn't free, I wouldn't have done it. And having done it, I went on to do more and more longer distance rides. And I just want to say that long distance riding is, yes, it's certainly about some level of minimum fitness. But if you can do 80 km, you can do 120. If you can do 120 km, you can do 160 km. Jasper and myself, we were chatting a bit earlier on, and we realized it's also a lot about your mental discipline, your mindset. And I would add to that to say it's a lot about pacing, it's a lot about discipline to pace, discipline to keep eating. So yeah, anyone can do it. I mean, yeah, if you have a long enough road, you can go for it. So moving back to the cycling events and races, because one question that you had was about racing and racing as a female. So I think in general, I race to race. I don't race for any results. That's why honestly, if you go see like my Instagram, you will not really see that for the past 4 cycling events that I've done in Malaysia, you will not see that I've placed in the top 7 for these events. So the podium placings are not important to me. Performance is a personal thing for me. I race to challenge myself and see what's the best that I can do. Because why I say results are not as important is because results depend on who are you racing against. Maybe there's many great riders that are not joining, and then you get first place. Is that meaningful? You know? So yeah, as long as I do my best, as long as I challenge myself and dig deep, give it my all, then that to me is a satisfying race. So yeah, and I think a scary thing that I'm trying not to be so scared about is that I've done 4 events, and for every single event, my so-called placing has gotten better and better. So from 7th place in the DRCC KOM in December 2023 to 6th place for Letap Malacca in May 2024. And this 6th place came 1 second after 3rd place. So that's how tight it was at the end. So Letap Malacca, May 2024. Then 1 week later, GFNY KL, in which I got 3rd place. So that was my first podium. And then most recently, like 2 weekends ago, the Johor Cycling Series, in which I very happily and very surprisedly got a 2nd place, 1 second after 1st place. But yeah, even before I heard of the results, I just kept saying how happy I was, how glad I was with what I had done. So yeah, it is a very nice feeling, gratifying. But cycling in itself is such a personal journey because different bodies, different capabilities, different bikes, different groups. So yeah. Whew. Sorry, you're probably gonna hear a lot of breathing, a lot of lisping as I try to cycle using oxygen for both riding and climbing. I am doing the Taiwan KOM in less than 3 weeks. I'm horribly undertrained. I'm not fit enough. They need help. What's up? I don't, but do you have a pump?
We do.
Oh.
I have a CO2 though. It's a CO2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
Okay.
keep it here, yeah. Fine.
Okay, you'll definitely find someone though.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, all the best. Whew. Yeah, so let me think. Anything else that I really want to share? Okay, I'm gonna go at a constant pace. Wow, blanking RN. But yeah, let me make sure we go down at a safe place. Woo! This is nice. Okay, yeah. I will not say stuff. If I do say stuff, I will shout it out. Ooh. Okay, let me shout. So, you also asked about indoor cycling. Okay, now I can talk a lot better. But yeah, so actually why I do so much indoor training, besides the fact that I cannot wake up on the weekends to ride, is because indoor cycling, indoor training, is really such a wonderful, magnificent way to train your cycling fitness specifically in time-efficient, weatherproof, traffic-safe manner. Yeah, so it's really, really awesome. It fits well into my lifestyle. And to me, before I started indoor training, I actually imagined that I would never ever want to do it. I imagined it to be super stale, super boring. But once I started for real, I actually got pretty hooked because I can multitask. If the workout is difficult, I can watch YouTube. If the workout is not too difficult, then I can read. I can read books that do not demand 500% of my attention. So yeah, that's why I do a lot of indoor training. Besides the fact that I can't wake up, it's actually really, really good as well. Ooh. I really hope it is not too horribly out of breath. Maybe I should go even slower next time. I was semi-confident I could, you know, think and talk and ride at the same time. But I guess not. I guess it was not to be.
Yay, very nice. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, I'm Min Yi. This is a Cervelo Caledonia 5 from 2023, if I'm not wrong. This is deep carbon, that's the colorway name. Let's start from the front. I guess we have a NV 3.4. I'm running tubes, right now tubes to be precise. My handlebars are 36 because I went for a bike fitting, and 36 is the best width for myself. So this is the Vento Argo Adaptive. I got it from Entro. It served me very well in long distances and racing. Going down to the group set, Ultegra Di2. If I'm not wrong, it should be 1134. The front chain ring is a 5034. I should have covered everything. Oh, I'm running Look Keo for these pair of Physique Infinito knit shoes. These are actually my first pair of cycling shoes. And yeah, I think that's all the bike components.
Yeah,
I think that's all the bike.
Do you cover the saddle?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that should be done.
Yes.
Yes.